Please be advised of the disclaimers.
Hey, welcome back everyone. Welcome back to my channel. It's Pinnacle Trading here. So today we're going to take a look at UGAZ. That's going to be UGAZ symbol. Basically tracks the bullish side of natural gas compared to its inverse DGAZ, which is DGAZ. So let's get into it. Guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button first before we head into the UGAZ. Alright, so looking at UGAZ right now, the price is going to be at 14.73 closing today. But I'm basically going to go over why it's a solid buy and why you should be getting in on this immediately. So let's go ahead and look at a quick chart on this one. Let me pull up my script here and then we'll jump into a quick 180-day chart just to see what's going on. So if you don't know what UGAZ and DGAZ, UGAZ and DGAZ are, basically they track natural gas. Storage, bullish and bearish side. So UGAZ bullish, DGAZ is bearish, and the symbol for this one is going to be /NG. That's the futures for the natural gas itself, which tracks it. So that right now closes at about 2.28. So I'm going to go over that first and then look at the price point, gas and DGAZ. So the way that we track this is every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. It's going to be Eastern time. Natural gas report comes out, so basically shows if it's bullish, bearish, storage. There was increase, decrease, or no change in the storage. So basically, when it's more demand and there's lower storage, obviously it's going to be more bullish because the price is going to go up, and vice versa. So they're pretty much the opposite. Up to a certain point. So when you look at the natural gas ETF or the future itself, we can see that has more steady movement compared to the ETF itself. So looking at this mainly, I want to see a push over 2.4 that's coming up. That should put you guys above 20 on the ETF price itself. But basically what I'm looking at on this one, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to look back at September. So that's where it usually starts to spike as we head into colder weather and we head into winter time, fall weather you want to call it, and then winter time. So basically what we see here is that usually in September is where it makes sense. That's why August, when this started falling, I'm gonna head over into UGAZ and look at the price where it started falling. Hit all the way down to 11 or so, and before that it was all the way up here, 50s, 60s, 70s, even more. That's when it had the split, so it had a reverse split. That's why the price it's drastically down. So we don't look at the long-term charts on this one. We usually look at 30-day, 60-day or so on this, because price is very different from index ETF. So looking at this, let's go back into future /NG itself. Looking at the NG future symbol, we can see that came down all the way down to about 2.28 from 4.929. But this is more accurate than the itself price range. But we see that in September is where it makes that big breakout. We see a small drop into November or so, then we see another huge push into December, into January, and that's where it starts to top out. So that's where I'll be getting out of my UGAZ position. I'll go over the price range that I'm looking at. That's where I'll be getting out of the UGAZ long-term long swing, about 3-4 months. I'm looking for about 40 to 60, but that's where I'll be getting out, and I'll take a position in DGAZ, or I'll take a short position on UGAZ, ride it down. Basically rinse and repeat on this one. Every time we head into winter, we want to be looking at NG. We want to play it all the way up till here. Maybe take profits, wait for a pullback, get back in again for a small swing, sell around January or so. That's where it starts to fall, where it starts to top out and start falling, and comes down all the way to January, February. Then it starts to go away. Turn off the heaters, or we already have high supply that it's not really bullish or in high demand. It's just continuing throughout the months later on in the new year. So let's go head back into UGAZ and let's look at the price points on this one, what I'm looking at. So like I said, I usually look at the 180 day and then I go ahead and zoom in on this one. So we see we have a continued downward trend pattern. I started buying as soon as we hit right here. MACD started to curl back up and got my price buy alerts right here. So I started alerting this in the chat room at about 11. So let's go ahead and do that. We have gas alert here. I have a separate section for this in my chat room, and I have been alerting this since high 11s, low 12. So my initial alert on this one was about 12 and started adding when it fell below 12, and I've just been adding to the position since. I have my average at about 12.7 or so on my position. So looking for this mainly 15 resistance to break over here, and then after that I'm looking at 20. So once we get the push over 20, that's where we'll see the solid breakout. So let me zoom in on the chart on this one. So my key price points on this one are going to be at 15, looking for the resistance to hold, and then looking for that 20 breakout, looking for that to hit about in October or so, and from there my high point that I'm going to be getting out is going to be between 30 to 40. So if it hits anywhere between there, I'm looking to get rid of more than half my position, just kind of ride it out till January or so where it tops out, and that's where I'll be getting out and flipping back into DGAS. And that's basically how you play these ETFs. You gotta ride the trend on this one and not fight it, and look at the weekly reports on this one. So if you Google natural gas report, it'll be the first link, or you can just copy this link, type this in web, and that should get you there. So that's basically why you should be getting in UGAZ right now, as we're heading into colder weather, increased demand in natural gas, and also looking at gas to make a reversal breakout over 15. So that's basically it on UGAZ. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button, the bell button next to it to stay notified. And also the chat room is completely free now, so if you head over to the website pinnacletrading.us and scroll down to the bottom and click that join now button, ignore the 1 week free trial. It's completely free from here on out. And also if you want to get into trading, if you're a new trader or want to look for more advanced strategies, I do have a mentorship plan where I teach you live one-to-one. So if you are interested in that, message me in the chat room saying, hey, 10% off, and you'll get 10% off these packages. So again, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button, the bell button next to it to stay notified. Make sure to support Pinnacle Trading on social media. Hope you all have a great weekend. It's a long weekend. I'll see you again on Tuesday.